What's up, FishTube? Bearded Bob coming back at you. Doing a quick video on how I set up my drip system. Somebody had asked a while back and I told them I'd post a little video. I keep meaning to do it and I never do it, so I figured we'll just do it. Okay, so first thing is first, we got all this mess of pipes coming down. Then I have, there it is, a 25 psi regulator on there, and then it goes down to a quick connect for a 1/4 inch pipe, and then that goes up and over and this way and that way, and it changes colors and whatever, different pieces of pipe together. And then I have it tied. I mean, this is all just kind of a temporary permanent situation here. So it goes through here, splits off T's, and then it also splits off down here. One end goes into the aquarium, and it's just got a constant small drip going into there. So this one's going a little bit heavier than most of the other ones because it's a bigger tank, and once in a while I'll set it up so it changes more water during the day. That way it kind of does like its own water change. So then back there goes down to this other tank, and again the same thing down here. Another adjustable drip goes into this tank. This has got the goldfish in there right now. Oops, okay. Alright, yep, so it's just going into here. I've got the water flowing a little bit better on this tank just because it's a giant goldfish and a 20-gallon tall. But he's happy. Got tons of duckweed for nitrates. We got 2 filters running in there. This tank used to hold all of my grow outs for guppies, but I've since moved them. They've got their own tanks. So again, continuing with the drip system, goes up and over. I know it's not the best thing to look at. Like I said, temporary, permanent. Goes in there and it splits off again. So one goes into this tank with all these guppies. It changes about 5 gallons a day, I think, out of this tank, out of 40 gallons. And then it'll come down here and does the same thing, drips into here is the final one. Now with all these tanks, they each have these are like a DIY drip overflow system. So I showed you how I made these on a different video. So check back down in some of my older videos and it should tell you exactly how I make these. So I've got one on each one of these aquariums. This one's just got a different piece of tubing on there. It drains a little bit more water at a time rather than those pieces of 1/4 inch pipe. And then again, all of them drain over, go down into this I think it's 3/4 inch pipe or 1/2 inch pipe. I think it's 1/2 inch. Drains into this 1/2 inch pipe, goes down, and I just have, since these tanks are too far away from a drain that I can tie into, I bought one of these. This is a furnace condensate pump. So this would turn on normally on your furnace to get rid of the extra moisture in the lines and stuff from heating and cooling your house with natural gas or running an air conditioner. So this right now is just plugged in. It's running all the time. So whenever this gets full, there's a little float valve in there and it automatically pumps water up through this tube here. And that one goes up and over and drains down. I think I got it just kind of, like I said, temporary, permanent. Drains right into the sink. So that's most of them. This setup I have right here, this is 3 10-gallons with a 20-gallon sump down below. This one's not tied into the drip system just yet. I'm not sure how to plumb that yet, so I just haven't done it. So this is a standalone system all by itself. I just got some plants and lots of filters and stuff down in this bottom tank. And then in here I got, let's see, on this one we got some orange shrimp that I pulled out of my yellow Neo tank. Of course they're not going to show up right now. Of course not. There's about 5 of them in there. They're definitely orange compared to all the yellows that are in there, so they get their own tank. In here we got some blue dreams. I don't know if you can see that guy in the back on the log. There's one of them there, or a couple of them actually. We got our helper kitty. And then in here I just have some guppies that I threw in here just to help keep the cycle going on this set of aquariums. And then in here we got all the gold, or all the guppies. There is a billion of them. Prove me wrong. And then I've got all the male guppies, the ones that have grown up and displayed that they're males. I'm separating them out as they go. So these guys will have their own tank. It'll be a little bachelor tank there. But for the drip system, like I said, every one of them drains. So a drip comes in, a drip comes out. That's how they work. So it's very slow. It's not going to change gallons of water at a time. These systems aren't built for that. These tanks here, I've drilled these 10 gallons, so these ones could set up, or could be set up for like an automatic water change system, not a drip system. So, I mean, eventually that's probably what we're going to go to here, but they add anywhere between 2 to 5 gallons a day of water that gets automatically filtered through. Yeah, so this is how I have my system set up. I have main water comes in, goes up through this pipe here, goes through 2 carbon block filters, and then goes to the rest of the house. The whole house is on this system. So once it goes to the carbon block system, then it goes right to a regulator that regulates the pressure down to 25 psi, because the water in my house comes in at about 100 to 110 psi. So if there was that much pressure going through these lines, they'd blow apart eventually. It's a lot of pressure. So down to 25, regulated down, and then goes into all the tanks. So that's the reason I don't have to run. And I do keep prime on hand just in case. And I check my aquariums. I at least check one probably daily, checking for any chlorine going into the tanks or whatever. But usually about every 6 months I got to change both of those filters. So I think that's about it. I think I'll end the video here. You can look at this poor goldfish. He's loving life right now. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.